Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Future Stars continues on in FC25, but it's not those cards that I'm worried about the most when it comes to prices on the market. It's Team of the Years, and we have to talk about how their prices are dropping even after they've gone out of packs, and what does that mean for them going forward? Of course, we're going to talk more about the market with Future Stars prices as well, but we need to talk about the market related to fodder, because one of the biggest SBCs that has been making fodder prices go up goes away today. Will it come back? What will EA replace it with? We're going to discuss that and the potential for more Future Stars cards coming to packs, and that Icon Striker Future Star card that we might see in SBCs sometime soon. Maybe it's early today. We're going to talk about it, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Let's start by looking back at yesterday's Saturday content on FC25, where it seemed like most of the content yesterday was all themed around one specific nation, but that nation was not France, where Hugo Ekitike is from. Future Stars Ekitike SBC released yesterday. He has got Rapid Plus with 96 pace. I think that's the most interesting part about this card. If you need a cheap French striker, this might be your guy. Now, the problem is his second playstyle plus, it's chip shot. Now, he does have finesse, power shot regular, technical, first touch, aerial, and power header. Decent playstyle regulars on a card like this, but if they would have given him finesse or power shot or even technical, even first touch plus, this could have been a lot better card, at least in my opinion. But as it stands right now, he's not terrible. He's only 3 squads to complete in 85, 86, and 87, making him around 200,000 coins and actually upvoted in terms of a card in this game. And of course, it is a very sizable upgrade over some of his other versions. 82 composure, 85 reactions. That's a little bit lacking here, but if you need a cheap, pacey French striker, it's not a bad option there. I just feel like for a lot of us, that might just be filler content. But if that fits for you, then go ahead and get it down. Now, the other SBC we had yesterday was related to what seemed to be a Brazil-themed day, but it makes sense. Brazil is the official nation of the Season 5. Of course, we saw the Bruno Guimaraes and the Roberto Firmino that are in the Season Pass. We've got more Brazilian cards in objectives that we get for completing this SBC. This SBC is 9 segments with 284 at the end, and just like the other World Tour challenges like we just had for England and Chris Smalling in the last month, you have to turn in a bunch of Brazilian players, and then you have to also have Brazilian players or just players in general from other leagues. I just went through my club and checked. It didn't look like many of the Brazil cards were going up that much in value. You don't need Brazilians in a certain league. You just have to have 2 Brazilians and then some players from a certain league while getting an overall rating. So this SBC, I bet a lot of us can do from our club in the next week or two. It's not something that, unless you really, really, really want the card from objectives or the 50k pack that the SBC gives you, it's not something that you really have to stress about getting done. Here's the objective that, of course, ties to it. You get the Abner Vinicius, which is a pretty sick card, by the way. I want to show you an Evo for him here in a second. And if you do it 2 times through, you get Vitor Roque. Of course, pretty big name youngster there. But this Abner Vinicius card actually looks like a beast. If you put him into the Playmaking Protector 2 evolution, which is 40,000 coins or 300 FC points, he goes to a very usable defender. If you need a Brazilian left back, that's not a bad shout there. Being an 87 rated card, he's evolvable straight off the bat. So that's one thing I wanted to point out there. He fits a couple different Evos. Vitor Roque does not fit any yet, but that was our objective content yesterday related to the World Tour Upgrade Completionist. Also, to mention objective content, we have to talk about the FC Pro, because this event finished yesterday. No more watching Twitch streams to get rewards in-game. We did that for the last time. You get the lone Javi Simons, 81 times 11, 84 times 3, and I have to win 3 more matches to get the group reward of a 100k pack untradeable. So if you watched the stream yesterday, you got those rewards. In the Mystery Nation, if you really need a premium Electrum pack and a coin boost, I believe is England. That's the Mystery Nation, I believe. Double check the comments on that one if that's wrong, but I saw some tweets. I haven't actually done this myself. I believe it is England for the Mystery Nation. Now, speaking of FC Pro, they gave us a lone Javi Simons, which was perfect. You'd almost think it was rigged, because Anders, the pro who represented Javi Simons, is who won. So all those lone Javi Simons that we now have are going to get upgraded to a 92 and 5-star, as he will get the final upgrade for winning the entire event. He's going to get a second playstyle plus as well. It's going to be a really, really sick card when it gets upgraded. We'll have to see how soon or how long it takes them to upgrade this in game. But really the biggest thing coming out of the FC Pro Live is the upcoming Icon SBC. That's right, just like in previous years, the winner, again, that's Anders Verjang, he's going to be able to work with EA, collaborate with EA, is why I use the quotes there. They gave him a list of players that he can choose from. They've already told us who the players are, and now it just comes down to who he and EA together end up choosing, and we'll get an Icon SBC for one of these players here soon. Cole, Hierro, Schweinsteiger, Barnes, Van Nistelrooy, and Bergkamp. It'll be really interesting to see who he picks. If he kind of does a trolley option, like imagine he just picks Van Nistelrooy, because who wants to use Van Nistelrooy? Or maybe he'll be able to make Van Nistelrooy usable, right? Or it's Hierro. Hierro is a very meta card that a lot of people used earlier on this year. Maybe it's Ashley Cole. Who knows? So many options here. We'll have to wait and see who it is. It'll be pretty obvious when that SBC is going to be coming out, or at least it has been in previous years, because they add a card design to the code that's like FC Pro Icon, which as of right now is not in this game. It's like, yeah, literally an FC Pro Icon card, and then it gets leaked always ahead of time. So that's something to watch out for. If any of those icons get leaked, it's probably going to be in one of those SBCs. So that's something to watch out for with the Javi Simons upgrade and the leaks for that coming soon. Now to the last part of content yesterday that is once again related to the Brazil theme of the day. We have a new evolution. It's the World Tour Brazil. Now this is a paid Evo, but it's actually really interesting because it gives us a chance once again at evolving a player to 2 playstyle pluses, taking from 0 to 2 on the upgrade. That is something that not a lot of Evos do bring. But again, this is a paid Evo. It's 50,000 coins or 350 FC points. By the way, just to mention, if you're somebody who doesn't like to use coins on an Evo and you spend FC points for this, which we say a lot is probably the only place you want to spend FC points in this game, you can now use code TheFutAccountant on the EA app, or use the link down below in the description when you get those FC points to actually support me directly. It's kind of like the Fortnite creator codes that they have. EA's now doing that, at least for the next Future Stars promo. This Future Stars promo, they're doing that with FC points. So that is pretty sick there. Had to throw that in. Hashtag add it down below in the description. Make sure you check that one out there. But let me talk through this Evo, because it gives 2 playstyle pluses. You can get Tiki Taka plus and Trickster plus, which for me, taking a look at this, I think is worth 50k on a few select cards. Now, of course, it is only for Brazilian players, and for me, there's one choice from this. It's going to be Richarlison. He's already got Acrobatic, so he only gets Tiki Taka. He doesn't get Trickster Plus, but it's a decent stat boost. You can create some pretty cool cards from this. Of course, Neymar is one of the biggest names to fit in this. Same thing with the David Neres card, who already had Trickster. So you're just giving him Tiki Taka. And of course, Endrick. If you have any of these Evos available for Endrick, you can create yourself a really balanced Endrick with 5-star skills, Finesse Plus, and Tiki Taka. This is, in my opinion, one of the better Evos of Endrick out right now, because it's most balanced that I've seen. Most of his have high pace, high shooting, high dribbling, but his passing still like 60 or 70. This one has 2 playstyle pluses with Tiki Taka and the Finesse. I think that's a really sick version for Endrick Evo there, and I think his gold card, he's always a couple thousand coins, and he still is at the moment. Of course, he's got this big Future Stars card in packs right now, which has more pace, more shooting, and more dribbling, but this one on the Evo side of things has 9 better passing, and it's got the skills instead of the weak foot. So a lot of crazy Endrick Evos out there. Maybe even you have a version that fits into this, because you've already evolved a version of him. So again, it's limited to Brazilian cards, but I don't necessarily hate this one. I kind of wish that it was free, because it's only restricted to Brazilian cards, but not a bad one for sure. Yesterday, check your club maybe for like a guy like this David Neres or the Neymar, of course. David Neres is almost max price now at 55,000 coins. He was as low as 30k yesterday before this Evo came out, and he has absolutely flown in price. Now, let's talk about the market a little bit and kind of go back to those Future Stars before we get into what we really need to talk about today on the market. These Future Star cards did basically the exact same thing we said in yesterday's video. They went up in the morning. I actually was able to flip a lot of the cards that I had bought. I had purchased, you guys saw yesterday, I had purchased some of the icons, specifically like Yashin. I had purchased more Jabi Alonso. Sold Jabi Alonso early. He ended up going all the way over 400,000 coins. Bobby Moore at like 250k. I bought all those at 215. A lot of Shaline, I think, went to 900 highs. I sold her a bit early too. Didn't want to take the risk with it, because I knew they were going to fall back down down, and they definitely fell back down. Take a look at Romeo Lavia, who yesterday was like 600K, 545, went up to 694 on those middle day hours on Saturday. And then after content, what we thought was going to happen did happen. Crashed hard all the way down to 400,000 coins where he is now. And that's basically the same graph for almost all of these cards. Lamine Yamal is 3.6 mil after he was 4.95 million coins yesterday. We've got squad battle rewards coming in today as well for these cards in packs, which is going to supply them probably even more. Javi Alonso is 285,000 coins at the moment. This was his graph, 350 up to 470. Crazy rise there. And then all the way down now to 285,000 coins. Do not expect at all for this same trend to happen today on Sunday because we have supply that's going to be hitting the market through squad battles. Again, albeit squad battle rewards aren't the craziest in terms of supply in the market, but that is how I expect those cards to move today, is down. I would expect them to get supplied, and I would expect them to drop lower. Now, I will say, these cards, as we mentioned in yesterday's video, are very rare. I literally just bought Endrick for 1.8 million coins and sold him for 2.04. So I just made like 100,000 coins on Endrick right here on a quick flip. They're very rare. They're incredible to trade with if you can time the fluctuations. And I think these are cards that I would be interested in trading with still throughout this weekend. But I got to see how much they drop today with squad battle rewards and then maybe whatever else comes out today on content before thinking about flipping them into maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, stuff like that for quick flips only. We're talking like a 6 to 12 hour window maximum on a quick flip for one of these cards. I think their prices are still going to be dropping a lot today though. Now, speaking of prices that are dropping a lot, we got to look at Team of the Years, guys, because yesterday we were saying Team of the Years, they should be doing good. They came back down a little bit, right? They came back down after their big spike on Friday night, and I was looking at these yesterday saying, you know, I think these are going to end up doing okay. There's still a lot of people that want to buy Team of the Years. We were expecting a big bubble on Friday night, the Friday night bubble that we talk about a lot, but then a little bit of a drop back down. Of course, not as low as they were at their lowest point, and then we just figured they'd start to trickle back up, right? Yesterday was the first day that they were out of packs. I was fully expecting them to start to kind of rise back up. But what's happened? They've just slowly gone down instead of gone up. If you take a look at Salah's graph yesterday, he went from 4.17 and just kind of slowly fell all day long. He's 3.9 million right now. This is actually almost the lowest point that Salah was even when people were buying him last week at his low. 3.9 on Wednesday, 3.9 on Thursday, spiked to 4.4 on Friday night, and he's just kind of been falling since. What is going on with Team of the Years? It's really a bear market that we're seeing now with these cards, and it's only been one full day that they've been out of packs. But what we saw yesterday with the men's Team of the Year, the women's Team of the Year, even some of the Team of the Year icons was enough for me to say it's worrying me, to be honest. These are the best cards in the game, and they just keep dropping. Is it because they're too overpriced? Look at Graham Hansen. She was down at 4.9 million coins at her absolute lowest point on Thursday. Friday night, she went to 5.9 million coins on a spike, and she was consistently 5.4 to 5.5. Now she's 5 million flat again. Do you need to panic if you own one of these Team of the Year cards? Honestly, I'd be a little bit worried, but again, at the same time, these cards still have something that no other cards have in this game, and that is 3 playstyle pluses. I say no other cards. Of course, a lot of us have Evos of one player that's got 3 playstyle pluses, but most other cards in this game, 99% of others, don't have what these cards have. High-rated stats and 3 playstyle pluses. These are still the most unique and still most OP cards in the game, but for whatever reason, they just continue to keep dropping. Here's what I tell you. If you have one, if you've got one of these cards and you're like, Nate, yo, I bought Bonmati for 4 million coins and she was 4.5 and now she's only 4.2. Like, is her price going to keep dropping? Am I going to end up getting cooked on this? These cards could continue dropping, or they could bottom out as they're now out of packs. The market could level out on these and they could continue to rise. But until I see a little bit of that, I'm not sure what to think about these cards, man. They just seem like they're never going to go up, except for those moments of, you know, ultimate buying, of kind of fear of missing out buying that happened the last couple of days before they went out of packs. It just seems like they've only been sliding downwards. If you have one of these, again, you kind of have to think, do you value more of the coins that these cards cost? Because a lot of them are pretty expensive, right? Do you value the coins more about this card? Or do you value the ability that it gives you in a game. Because if you value the ability, if you buy Rodri for 5.2 and then let's say in 2 weeks he's 4.7 or something like that, do you care that much about the 5 to 700K with tax that you're losing on that card, or the fact that he's still head and shoulders above most other center defensive mids with 3 playstyle pluses in this game? Maybe that's not a bad example because I have Rodri and his stamina is actually kind of shocking. But Salah, this card is just broken, man. I mean, I tried out Graham Hansen during Team of the Year when she was 7 million coins. I think this card's better. Both cards are amazing, but this card is so busted and so good. Like, if I had him tradable, would I want to sell him? I think he's good enough for me personally that I wouldn't want to sell him. But that's a decision that you kind of have to make. But it honestly doesn't look like this year these cards are just going to, nicely rise in price for the next month in this game like they have in the past few years. We knew something was different this year with the pack weight, with how many of them are on the market, the upgrade pack grind that we had. But now it even seems like out of packs, these cards may not be destined for the price rise that we were hoping and originally thinking we were going to see on them. So that's kind of the situation with these cards. And I wanted to bring it up today because even though it's only one day these cards have been out of packs, we should have seen their prices moving the opposite direction of this. Especially when yesterday's content drop was really all cheaper cards, less expensive players. A 50K Evo is not going to drop a 6 or 7 million coin Team of the Year card like VVD. And yet these still dropped, which was very, very interesting. I wonder as well, if people were watching the pro event yesterday and none of the pros were using these cards, is that one of the reasons why these cards were dropping? Well, the pros are on a limited budget for coins, and these cards are still the best players in the game, but not all pros were using Team of the Years yesterday because they had a limited budget, and these cards are really expensive. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, but I wanted to bring this up today, guys, because it's not necessarily going the way that we hoped it would. And honestly, it doesn't make sense in some degree as well, because these are the best cards in the game. But if the market does not have enough demand for their prices that they're holding right now, they are going to continue to drop. So that's just kind of a situation that I'm going to keep monitoring. We're going to keep watching, but it is making prices move a lot on this game right now. And it really is the beginning of, or currently continuation of, the bear market on Team of the Years, if you will. Now, the rest of the market's doing pretty good. If we take a look around the rest of prices, especially fodder, prices are doing good. 89s, 25,000 coins, 90 raids are 50K, and your 91 raids are finally coming back down to earth from literally the moon, from where they were at 90,000 coins. We talked about that yesterday. They're now 74,000 coins a piece. How much is the Mbappe player of the month? I think he's still 4.5 mil. Is that correct? 4.5 million coins, because I do believe the fact that you had 85, 6s, 7s, and 8s and 89s just going up a little bit more yesterday, that kind of pulled the rest of that SBC value up. But actually, one of the biggest mentions on fodder was if you bought, I know I didn't talk about it a lot in yesterday's video, but if you bought Team of the Weeks, my goodness, Team of the Weeks yesterday went from 14K and we're selling over, or at least right around 17,000 coins. I think right now even they're around 17s, like 16.7 to 17K insta-sell on the market because of the 84 times 5, which is refreshing once again today. I would be watching those today during squad battle rewards. If these get back down to, I don't know, if you can get them for 15K flat maximum, but under 14K during rewards today, which might be pretty tough. I think more people are going to be trading with this today since it worked yesterday. Those could go back up into the 16 to 17K range. Sure, you're only making 1 to 2K per card, but if you do that with 50 cards, that's 100,000 coins if you're making 2K per card. So that's not too bad there. That could be a good little lazy list investment today with the Team of the Weeks. And with fodder in general, it really comes down to today's content, guys. That's where we go next, is talking about what happens today on Sunday. And speaking of fodder, it's all based upon one SBC. We've had an icon player pick in this game now, I think for the last 3 weeks. We had the 87 plus twice. Now we have the 88 plus that dropped last week. This is going away today, and I'm a little bit worried that it's not going to come back. And if it doesn't come back, what's going to be hurting in terms of prices? 86s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and maybe even 90s are going to take a bit of a hit in price, because this is the original SBC, not the 88 plus pick because it wasn't out first, but the 90 plus player pick is the one that back here in early January during Team of the Year warm-up is what made fodder prices start this climb. Guys, remember the 90s? 91s just been dropping all year, and then this SBC finally did it. Finally made them go up, and they've been skying since then. This is an all-time high for the 90 rateds. And I think with content being as quiet as it was yesterday, maybe even some of you were going out and doing a lot of these player picks, combined with the Mbappe that's out and a lot of fodder that's still in people's clubs from the 82 times 20 and the 84 times 5 that we can even do right now. I think these 88 plus picks were being completed in a very, very high number, and with them going away today, potentially coming back, this could get re-released today and fodder stays up high where it is, maybe even has a little bit of a bounce as people go and do the new SBC that has come out. But if it does not come back today, and if they drop a hero player pick instead, usually that's what EA do, right? Outside of the big promos, they do 1 week hero, 1 week icon. Well, if we just had this icon one and we didn't have a hero pick last week, they could be bringing a hero pick back in. Those are always cheaper. They make the market move a lot less in terms of fodder because there's less hype for those, and that could mean that some of the higher rated fodder drops down and actually does make the Mbappe SBC a little bit more feasible, and some of these prices would go down. I truly believe that they would, because this unlimited repeatable 88 plus icon pick now has been out for 3 weeks. At least some sort of icon pick has been out for that long, and there's a lot of people that have been hitting those. And if it goes away, I'd be a little bit worried about fodder. So I'm going to guess there's some sort of player pick today here. There's no new icon pack, I believe, added to the code. It's usually just picks now, or at least we've had the last couple of them be picks. So watch out for a hero pick or a re-release of this icon pick today. And of course, it would affect the market accordingly. Now, related to other SBCs that would drop today, this is the other one. And we mentioned it yesterday. It didn't drop. Of course, we're going to look to it today again. Van Persie, official stats for him. That's a sick card, honestly. If the price is good, that's what it comes down to. This could be a really hype SBC, and it could make some other strikers take a bit of a drop in price, especially strikers like, let's say this SBC is 300K. I mean, that might seem a little bit cheap, and it may be too cheap because they just valued the Ekitike at 200,000 coins. But a card like Sesko, who I know we all have free right now via the 20-game loan objective, but this would be the type of card that could potentially drop, or maybe even Lada Shalin, who's like 700,000 coins, she could drop a little bit in price if this new Van Persie is out and if it's priced well. So watch for him to potentially be a part of content today too, since he's one of the only leaked SBCs we have at the moment. And then, of course, we got to talk about the potential mini release. Still looking forward to my King, Lucas Bergvall, the Young King, and a couple other cards that have not been released yet from here. There could be a mini release, and there could be more future stars coming into packs today. There also could be none, because those players could be in team number 2, because there is going to be a second week to this promo. Now, lastly, for Sunday content today, I have questions. Are they going to drop another evolution? We do have an Evo that's expiring today. It's the center attack in mid Evo. I actually just put a USA player into it. It's the Creative Catalyst evolution. Actually, Vidal goes really crazy in this one, and some other slower players, because you get such a big pace boost. But since that one's going away, surely there's got to be something else that comes in today via evolutions as well. We'll just have to wait and see which that is, or what that is. Make sure you're staying on top of your daily play games. Before content today, make sure you get 3 more games played. I'm talking to myself when I'm saying this, because your boy's got to go get 3 games of squad battles in before rewards and get my 83 plus and 82 plus packs here to restock my club that is in dire need of a restock after the craziness of Team of the Year. So yeah, that's the Team of the Year situation, guys, in this market right now. I'm somebody who hasn't invested in them, so it's a little bit easier for me to say, that I would maybe be selling a couple of these cards at the moment. But again, you just have to weigh the positives and the negatives. If these cards are for you are, so good for you in game, and you don't care if they drop 3, 4, 500,000 coins in the next couple of weeks, you're still going to be using those cards and enjoying the benefits of better gameplay and more fun in the game that they give you, then absolutely hold on to them. But I had to bring it up today, guys, because it's kind of the opposite trend of what we expected, and maybe what you guys expected too, because these are the best cards in the game, and yet they're still somehow going down in price. So we're going to keep a close eye on those, watch them through the market today. The stream today, we'll have to see. If you see me live, I'm here. If you don't, then you'll see me tomorrow, of course, for another video. We'll have to see how Sunday plays out for me personally. But I will catch you guys in another video tomorrow at the very least. If you did enjoy this one, drop a thumbs up on it, comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys in the video tomorrow. Have a great Sunday. It's been TheFutAccountant. Always, peace out.